next question. We have ordinary questions. The first in the name of Deputy Jan O'Sullivan, who has 30 seconds to introduce her question.
Yeah, thank you, Ceann Comhairle. We've had a number of debates in relation to online shopping and the huge increase in online shopping amongst Irish consumers. And so my question is around the extra supports available to Irish businesses to trade online. There was an announcement, and I just wanted more detail on it, and also maybe to make the case that there needs to be more support.
Minister Breen.
Thank you very much indeed, and thank Deputy O'Sullivan for raising this issue today. All businesses, regardless of size or sector, in today's competitive environment must ensure that they do build their digital online capacity, and it's really important. The agencies of the Department offer a range of supports to assist businesses to trade online. Take, for instance, the local enterprises offices, which is the first stop for anyone who wishes to start or expand a business in terms of advice, training, signposting to other support providers, and in circumstances grant support as well. And I mean, you would talk about the trading online voucher scheme, which is supported by the Department of Communications, Climate Action and Environment, and is delivered through the LEO offices. It offers matched financial assistance of up to €2,500, aimed at getting micro businesses, as those less than 10 people, to trade online. The voucher is supported with the training and advice, and since the start of the scheme, July 2014, to the 30th of June this year, over 4,100 micro-enterprises have availed of the trading online vouchers. The LEOs also offer a wide range of short training programs to support their clients in building their online presence to compete on online marketplace. These programs focus on different elements, including marketing, which is so important, social media, e-commerce sales strategy, and search engine optimization. Minister Humphreys, as chair of the Retail Consultation Forum, has prioritised supporting the retail sector to develop their online capacity and enhance their competitiveness. In 2017, and data from the CSO, and I think it's interesting data, Deputy Sullivan, shows that 60% of the Irish enterprises in the wholesale and retail sector reporting having a website or homepage have with only 28% of those able to facilitate online ordering. So to support this new project, a new pilot online retail scheme, which you talked about, was recently launched with a fund of €625,000, which will be administered by Enterprise Ireland. The fund was later doubled to €1.25 million as part of the Department's 2019 budget. The online retail scheme will support retail businesses over 20 people or more under the areas of research, strategy and development, implementation and training. Who have already strategically decided to grow online, and I look forward to seeing the first call of these later on this month.
The remainder will be in the official report.
Okay,
Deputy
thank you.
O'Sullivan, 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you, Ceann Comhairle. I mean, just to make the point that there are about 282,000 people in Ireland working in retail, and they're in all of our villages and towns and cities. So it's a hugely important area in terms of employment. But as the Minister has just said, only 28% of those who have a web page can actually sell online. And the figures that I have here are that €850,000 is spent by Irish consumers every hour online, and 600,000 of that is lost to Ireland. It's to businesses outside of Ireland. So this is a huge challenge for Irish businesses. And while I welcome the increase in support that the Minister has just referred to, the 1.25 million, it's only for businesses with over 20 people. And as everybody in this chamber knows of smaller businesses in their own areas that really need now to compete online because of the fact that Irish consumers have changed their ways. And this is really crucial in terms of maintaining the viability of Irish businesses right around the country.
I had 1 minute, Minister.
Thank you, Ceann Comhairle. I agree very much with the Deputy O'Sullivan in relation to the fact that retail and small businesses must be online at the moment because the transformation is coming out there. And you rightly pointed out those figures in relation to the people that are trading online, particularly young people who, who have smartphones and use all the services out there to buy a lot of their goods online. So it's really important that we look after the indigenous sector. You look at a company like the Ceann Comhairle's McIlvenny's in Donegal, who went went online a number of years ago, and now 12%, 13% of their business. But it's interesting, even for McIlvenney's, and I was up there a few years ago, that a lot of their people that shop online are still local people. So I think that we need to be very conscious of that. It's not people in other countries. So people are beginning to adapt to the technological changes out there. And that's why Minister Humphreys, to be fair to her, has prioritised her work in the retail consultation forum and launched this new online retail scheme. It's a very important scheme, such as we regard it as being so important that we doubled the funding to €1.25 million. And you did mention the fact that there's companies over 20. I would hope that the online trading vouchers for those micro-enterprises would look after that.
Yeah, well, just the online trading vouchers are a very small amount of money. So I suppose my question is, and I know it's a different department, but if you would consider increasing the amount that's available to those smaller companies, and also if you would consider including smaller companies in the funding that Minister Humphreys announced recently, because this is a real challenge for businesses, and I think you need to be as flexible as possible and to include as many businesses as possible.
Question, Minister.
Just briefly, again, just to say that the local enterprises offices play a very important role with these micro-enterprises. Very conscious of the fact of what Deputy Sullivan said about increasing that. That's something that the Department of Communications, in conjunction with the liaison ourselves, will monitor all the time in relation to that. But I think you have to acknowledge the fact that over 4,100 micro-enterprises have availed of this. And we certainly need to ensure that people know that this online trading voucher scheme is out there. It's amazing when you go around the country, and both Minister Humphreys and myself travel around the country all the time to know that some people don't know about this out there. So we need to continue the awareness programme, and I think there are 31 LEOs around the country. Their role is to ensure that they administer this through the Department of Communications. And I am conscious of the fact that it does maybe cost a lot more than 2,500 to set up a good website, and that's something the Department will monitor all the time with budgetary constraints out there. Obviously, it's something we'll be looking at in future.